but no luck. He couldn't find the oil. Back home, Darcy was almost bankrupt. The expedition had drained his wealth. They had money for just one last dig. It was all or nothing. I'm sure you can guess where this is going. On May 26, 1908, the signs were good. Reynolds was drilling near a place called Masjid-e-Sulaiman. The drill had passed 1,100 meters. Then at 4 a.m., success. A huge oil gusher shot into the air. Later accounts say it was 75 feet high. The rest, as they say, is history. Darcy called his firm the Anglo-Persian Oil Company. In 1935, it became the Anglo-Iranian Oil Company. In 1954, it became British Petroleum, and in the year 2000, it became BP. That find in Persia was the first in West Asia. It would trigger a frenzy for oil. Soon it became the most valuable commodity in the world. But why did explorers zero in on West Asia? How did they realize that petroleum had value? Time for a flashback. Humans have been using petroleum for a long time, almost 5,000 years. But the uses were different. They couldn't dig and then refine crude oil. They did not have that technology. So they depended on oil seeps, places where petroleum leaked onto the surface. The first such spot was in Iraq, in a place called Heath. The locals called it the fountains of ships. The Mesopotamians used it to fix jewels, and the ancient Egyptians used it for embalming, even to make pyramids. The blocks are held together by asphalt. The Chinese also used oil. This was around 2,000 years ago. They used bamboo pipes to carry oil into homes. It was then used for heating and lighting. Yet, petroleum was never considered valuable. In fact, finding oil was a bummer. Diggers in the US always wanted to find water or brine. If they found oil, it was a bad day. All that changed in 1854. That's when kerosene was invented. Now, petroleum could give you kerosene, and kerosene could give you light and warmth. In the US state of Pennsylvania, this triggered a new rush. Many oil seeps had been discovered there, so the hunt was on. In 1855, a few investors got together. They hired a man named Edwin Drake. Drake was not an expert in drilling or oil, but he changed the game. Drake came up with a new technique. First, he would drive a pipe into the ground, and then he would drill inside that pipe. This way, debris wouldn't clog the well. You could dig easily for longer periods. At first, people ridiculed him. The whole mission, in fact, was called Drake's Folly. But in August 1859, he succeeded. At 69 feet below the ground, Drake found oil. Investors made millions from this oil rush. Billion-dollar companies were founded. But Edwin Drake died penniless. Oil, though, was unstoppable. Everything coal could do, oil could do better, whether it was heavy machinery or ships, or even later automobiles. Most of this oil came from the United States. West Asia was a minor player. In the 1940s, just 5% of the world's oil came from here. More than 60% came from the US. So how did that change? Because of the Second World War. A lot of machines were involved in the fighting. Tens of thousands of tanks, hundreds of aircraft, thousands of military trucks, jeeps, artillery. All of this needed oil to run. And where did this oil come from? The Allies got most of it from the United States, but soon concerns emerged. What if these reserves ran out? So the Americans and Europeans started looking elsewhere, and they settled on the Arabian Peninsula. And there's a reason why. In 1932, oil was found in Bahrain. It was the first oil well in the Arab side of the Persian Gulf. This caught the attention of its neighbor, Saudi Arabia. In 1933, the Saudi king allowed American companies to drill. A Californian firm won the contract. They set up a subsidiary in Saudi Arabia. It was called CASOC. At first, they did not have much success. Some of the wells ran out of oil. Others had too much moisture. Then in 1938, they reached their 7th drilling site, Dammam well number 7. And it was an instant success. At 1,440 meters, the diggers struck oil. By the end of that month, well number 7 was producing more than 3,800 barrels of oil. The mission was a success. Soon an oil pipeline was built there. It took the oil from the Dammam fields to a nearby port. Saudi King Abdulaziz himself inaugurated it. He opened the valve to fill up the first tanker. Thus began the Arabian oil rush. The Second World War fueled it. The US government toyed with the idea of buying the Saudi oil company, but the plan was abandoned. Then in 1944, a big change happened. An advisor
We are covering this fallout from Trump's alien.
Today, we bring you a powerful conversation with Dr. Shashi Tharoor, a renowned Indian politician, author, and former diplomat. At the Hilly Forum 2024, Dr. Tharoor speaks on the topic of opportunity or chaos, the New World discourse, diving into the global challenges presented by the rise of China, geopolitical shifts, and the backlash against globalization.
In the midnight glow where the stars align, we lose ourselves in the